Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
I'm Mara McDonald. We are live downtown tonight with the future and a big change for the North American International Auto Show.
Also, the CDC backtracking yet again, this time when it comes to how the coronavirus spreads. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge here to help us sort it out. Priya.
A teen driver topping 100 miles per hour crashes, killing 2 high school students, injuring 4 others. Tonight, new information on this deadly crash.
Okay, Priya, but we begin with breaking news here at 5. A construction worker hit and killed on eastbound I-94 in St. Clair Shores.
Start things off here with Jason Colthorpe, who's live near the scene of the crash, which is right near 9 Mile. Jason.
Yeah, and you can see the traffic snarl because eastbound 94 is closed starting at 8 Mile. This is a hit and run, guys. Right now, MSP is reconstructing what happened on the freeway, and we have some video we shot just a short while ago to show you exactly how they're going through this, but it happened around 3 p.m. Troopers were called out here. The road worker was struck. We don't know how fast the car was going, but all indications are he died almost instantly. We're actually in St. Clair Shores, and the man who was killed was a Macomb County Road Commission worker. It appears, judging by what's out on the freeway and what tools are out there, that he was simply patching holes, filling potholes, and along came a vehicle that did not stop and hit him at a pretty good rate of speed, it appears. And as we say, there's no description of that vehicle right now. MSP is asking anyone who knows or was around this area around that time that might know what happened, call MSP or 313-237-2450. Now, Mark Hackle just put out a statement a moment ago. This afternoon, we were made aware of a fatality involving an employee with our Department of Roads. Our hearts go out to the family and the loved ones of this individual. The county is committed to working with the Michigan State Police to determine how this tragedy happened. That's from Mark Hackle, Macomb County executive. And as we say, that was a road commission worker who was hit. And also MDOT chiming in, reiterating that people who are out here and go through these construction zones or see emergency vehicles need to slow down and pay attention. We'll let you know when we get an update on anything concerning this story. We're in St. Clair Shores. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All right, Jason. Our other top story at this hour, heartbreaking new information in a deadly crash that took the lives of 2 Oak Park High School students and injured 4 others.
Police now say 4 people were thrown out of the vehicle in the crash. It happened Friday night on Telegraph near 10 Mile in Southfield. And right now they don't believe alcohol or drugs played a factor. Priya Man is in Southfield with a new look at just how violent the crash really was.
Police say the teen driver topped 100 miles per hour, and witnesses say he was weaving in and out of traffic before he lost control, hit the curb, went airborne, rolled over a few times, crashed into several trees, and finally that vehicle came to a stop at that fence.
It's a very tragic situation, and we got to heal.
Southfield Police Chief Elvin Barron says all 6 victims are between 16 and 17 years old. 2 were in the front seats, 3 were in the middle row, and 1 was in the cargo area of the Cadillac SRX when the teen driver lost control.
Certainly driving is a very exciting time, but driving comes with a huge responsibility.
The impact of the crash was so powerful, 4 teens were ejected from the vehicle. Some were trapped underneath trees. First responders arrived within minutes and found people trying to pull the kids who were trapped.
He tried to do what he could, and he had some issues that he has to contend with from being there.
At a vigil in Oak Park Sunday afternoon, the grandfather of Ja'Kai Garrett, one of the teens who died, said young drivers need to slow down.
They have speed limits for reasons. We got to obey. We're tired of burying our young. 16 is too young to be gone.
While 3 teens are now in stable condition, 17-year-old Jalen Cantrell remains in the ICU fighting to survive his injuries. All the victims were Oak Park High School students.
And what I'm hearing is all good things about all of them. And it's going to take some time, but this community will be supported. The school district will be supported.
And they are doing an outstanding job as far as attending to the students' needs with the various grief counseling sessions that they've set up.
And the Oak Park School District will have counselors on hand for students and staff. As for potential charges, Chief Barron says they'll submit all their evidence over to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. That teen driver could potentially face a charge of reckless driving causing death. In Southfield, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya, and Southfield Police Chief Barron says it could be months before the teen driver is potentially charged.
The state reports 1,536 new cases of the coronavirus. That's over the past 2 days. The number combined from both Sunday and today after the state stopped reporting new cases on Sundays. But along with that, the state says 12 more Michiganders have died from COVID-19 over the past 24 hours. Now, along with the number of the new cases, the state is also releasing new data on coronavirus outbreaks in schools.
21 new outbreaks have been recorded in the past week at Michigan schools and colleges. This means those schools have 2 or more cases. Here at home, Novi High School is reporting 8 cases involving students. Utica High School has also been added to the list with 2 cases, and Grand Valley State has the largest outbreak on the list with 694 cases. And tonight, the CDC is backtracking on guidance about the airborne spread of the coronavirus.
Yeah, this reversal comes on information many scientists had applauded as being more accurate. But on Friday, the CDC website was quietly updated to say the coronavirus could be spread through viral particles in the air. Today, that guidance was removed. CDC now says that a draft version of proposed changes to these recommendations was, as they put it, posted in error.
And this is obviously raising a lot of questions. So let's turn our attention to Dr. Frank McGeorge right now. Frank, what do you make of all of this?
Yeah, you know, Kim, public health experts around the world used to hold the CDC up as the final authority when it came to disseminating the best, most accurate information possible. But honestly, recent statements that conflicted with the data and then retractions, or now today's retraction of good information for reasons that honestly just don't make sense, has totally shaken my confidence in their objectivity. And to me, I think it's just sad that an institution like the CDC has caused their credibility to be called into question in this fashion.
Well, then, Frank, what is the consensus on airborne transmission right now based on just science?
Well, you know, Devin, it is very clear that SARS-CoV-2 is spread via droplets and aerosols, some of which can definitely travel more than 6 feet. And aside from mask use and some distancing, when you're talking especially about an indoor setting, ventilation and air filtration are the best solutions to remove potentially infectious aerosols. That's the science right now.
Really interesting turn. All right, Frank. Thanks, Tom. We've got yet another top story at this hour because the North American International Auto Show is on the move again.
How about this? Officials have moved the 2021 show to early October. Let's get to Mara McDonald. She's live at the TCF Center with a reason behind this move. Hi, Mara. Good evening.
Kimberly, hi. And I've got 2 words for you: competitive advantage. Let me show you. When the LA Auto Show announced just 2 weeks ago that it was switching up its days and would be all of 2 weeks before Detroit's 2021 June Auto Show, organizers here moved fast and have snatched what may be the best possible dates. September 28th through October 9th, the very beginning of the fall season, and all those new car reveals.
What September offers for us is being the kickoff to the show season and new product and debuts. And there's no other show for 4 months, major show in the U.S. in a 4-month period. So basically, we can own the fall of the year.
Moving the show to that October start also means the original plan to make show activities available outside of TCF is still a go, because the weather at this time of year here in Michigan, well, it's simply glorious.
Truly, it puts us in a sweet spot for being in the entertainment business, for bringing people from all over the world to Detroit to show off new product, new technology, and really place us in that mobility center and capital of the world that we really want to be.
Back here live, so here's what the dates look like. Press preview days would be late September. Charity preview, October 1st, and then the show would open to the public October 2nd through the 9th. We're live downtown tonight at the TCF Center. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Yeah, okay. Mara, thanks.
A Michigander may be on President Trump's short list to replace the Supreme Court or to fill the Supreme Court seat of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Detroit News is reporting the White House is considering Michigan Federal Appeals Court Judge Joan Larson for that seat. Meantime, President Trump laying out his timeline to fill the seat, and as Alice Barr reports, Democrats have limited options to do anything about it. Alice?
With plans to honor Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg underway and mourners still paying their respects, Already, the fight to fill her seat on the Supreme Court is front and center in the presidential campaign. President Trump planning to announce his nominee at the end of the week, saying it will be a woman. The two top contenders, federal judge Amy Coney Barrett, a favorite among conservatives, and Barbara Lagoa, a Cuban-American federal judge from battleground Florida. Once he makes his choice, President Trump urging Senate Republicans to use their majority power.
The bottom line is we won the election. We have an obligation to do what's right and act as quickly as possible.
Saying he wants a vote before the election, just 43 days away. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already promised the Senate will vote on the president's nominee, drawing fierce criticism and allegations of hypocrisy. McConnell blocked President Obama's last Supreme Court nominee when Justice Antonin Scalia died more than 8 months before the 2016 election, claiming then the voters should have their say first.
There should be no action on any nominee until after the election. People are already voting.
Republican Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski have already said they do not support moving ahead before the election. It would take 2 more GOP defections to block the nominee. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden urging his former colleagues in the Senate to delay the vote. With few options to stop the process, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says everything is on the table, not ruling out another impeachment to hold up the Senate.
Alice Barr, Local 4. All right, Alice, we've got much more to come here at 5. Here's Hank.
It's a hidden danger. It could cause big problems for children, and it may be inside many of these homes in Detroit. Now, a new program to help get rid of the issue inside these homes. We're going to talk about it coming up tonight in my Help Me Hank report.
The last of summer, just less than 24 hours to go, but I'll tell you, temperatures are looking spectacular as we head towards the end of this week. A glorious forecast and some trouble in the tropics. All next.
Should officers police schools? That's the heart of a new proposed resolution at the Detroit City Council. But there are some problems. We'll explain coming up.